I started dancing back in 2006, so I guess that makes it 14 years now. 14 years, 3 months, and possibly plus or minus 5 days. What got me started in dancing? Well, I was on a train home one day from uni, and on the train I met a friend of mine who went to the same uni. So she and I got talking. She asked me what I was doing that evening. I said nothing. Then she said, well, I'm going to this dancing class and we're always short of guys, so why don't you come along? And I turned up. Then I paid for the next lesson next week, and then I paid for the next lesson the week after, and I paid for 10 lessons, and I've been paying for lessons ever since. All right, well, the earliest I can remember is having finished up uni in 2009, and then starting a job down in Pakenham in engineering in 2009, and knowing about the studio, but I actually didn't come by until, I'd say, late 2013, and talked to Ken about potentially doing some teaching for you guys. And the first time I was actually in the studio in any sort of formal capacity, I attended the 2013 summer cabaret, no, not cabaret night, the end of year function. And I'm pretty sure the theme for that night was grey or silver. So that was my first time at MarShere Pakenham, and really my first time at any MarShere. Do I actually need to answer that question? Sing that song to me, no reason to repent. Probably all of them. I don't really cope well with choreography. I just don't get it. So it takes a while. And that goes for bronze Latin through to my competition new vogue and standard routines. Well, believe it or not, I actually find Latin a lot easier to teach. I feel like I can convey a lot more to people, and they learn it easier than if I try to teach standard. Although I do love standard, and New Vogue is quite fun to dance. I really couldn't really pick which one's my favorite to teach, so I don't know, I'll leave it up to you guys. I suppose I'm gonna have to pick two, because there are two special memories for me. The first one really was somehow going from run-of-the-mill, maybe 6th place in the New Vogue finals to somehow coming second at Outside Change 2017. And because we came second in the Rising Star, we beat a whole bunch of B-grade couples, being C-grade, Anthea and I. And because we came second to a B-grade couple, we actually won the C-grade by default. So that was quite a cool memory. And the second favourite memory of mine I have is the Australian Dance Sport Championship 2018, when my standard dance partner Angela and I actually got to walk down the stairs in the evening program for the B-grade standard final. So that was one of my favourite moments in dancing. Come on! I guess I can't really remember exactly which one of these competitions it was, but it's a feeling that's happened a few times. And for competitive dancers, we do what's called practice class or stamina class, and we just slog it out, 5 dances 4 times over. If you go to Ferntree Gully, it's 5 dances for very long tracks 3 times over. And it's quite intense. And it's supposed to sort of build you up for competitions. And my most challenging moment was when I actually had to do 5 dances for the first time straight. I think it was in the WDSF 2017 Australian Championship for the standard, and their tracks just seemed so much longer and significantly longer. I'm talking, they felt twice as long as a normal track. And I was coming off the floor after the third dance going, I can't breathe, and we still had 2 or 3 rounds between us and dancing again. And I still, I just struggled so hard. And I came off the floor after the quick step, and I was dry reaching because I was so physically exhausted. And it's just something I haven't really, I had experienced a couple of times. I think first time we danced 4 dances straight in Tasmania back in 2012 or 2013, and a few other things like that. But it's always a challenging moment when you've got to maintain that level of output. This last question is tricky because it's, if I could relive any dance experience, what would it be and why? It's tricky because I'm not entirely sure if the context is relive and do it better or relive because you want to enjoy it again. So I guess if I wanted to relive and enjoy it again, I'd have to pick the Australian Championship 2018, walking down the stairs for the evening program for that final in adult B grade. However, if it was relive and do it better, I'd probably change where I started, or maybe not change where I started, but at least jump into Pakenham earlier, because then I would have met Anthea earlier. We would have had a glorious competition career together, I believe. Anyway, that's just me. I don't know how she feels about it.